One of my best friends, I knew at her wedding that was going to be my last time being around her, seeing her, gathering with her. My other best friend, I knew that was going to be my last time seeing her, gathering around her at her baby shower, because I'm very particular about my energy. I'm very particular about black clouds, and that's where a lot of people mess up. They will go and stand under a black cloud knowing that there's a black cloud there when God has given them the option. God has given you the option of sunshine, and he's given you the option of temptation, which is that black cloud energy. I'm very particular about my energy. You don't even necessarily have to come for me, but if the energy is off, and the thing about it is, I'm grown up enough to say that it could be my energy. But if my energy is not collaborating positively with your energy, then I'm going to detach myself from that energy. Okay? I knew in those moments that those was going to be the last times that I would gather with those people. Now, the reason why I make a lot of people upset is because I'm very firm about my deal breakers. If I feel that the energy is not beneficial, or it's harmful, or it's black clouding over what God has called me to do, what God has called me to be, what God has brought me through, then I will not allow myself to even attempt. I won't make an attempt. I won't make an effort to enter back into that energy. Does that mean that I don't love you and I don't care about you? Does that mean that if those people contact me, I will not get up and run for them and give them my last if I had to? It doesn't mean that, because I definitely will. Okay? But as far as gathering in their energy, when our energies are different now, the expectations of my lifestyle on the route that I'm on make my energy incompatible with these people's energy now, because I have a certain set of ethical standards, a certain mind frame that I have to walk in a psychiatry realm, in a godly realm, in an artistic realm, where I cannot be exposed to some of the things, even conversations, even venting, even things like that, that my mind cannot physically be exposed to my energy. So when we get together and we collaborate in a space, or we collaborate in conversation, the energy is off. And it could be my energy, but at the same time, it's nobody's fault. It's who God called us to be, and he didn't call us to be within the same energy, clearly. So we have to stop as people getting upset when someone's energy just does not collaborate. Just like they say pineapples don't go on pizza. Some people are going to disagree with that, right? But I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to be the pineapple trying to go on your pizza when I know that I'm the pineapple. And it's odd to me. It's very, very odd to me that people become offended by that. People become offended by your admittance of you potentially being the problem energy in the situation. So if you decide to retract yourself out of a situation, out of a interaction with somebody, people become offended by that instead of appreciating your acknowledgement of the incompatibility of your energies. And me personally, I don't have any shame in my game when it comes to that. If I know that something is not going to work, I do not do any discussing with it. I just remove myself and I stay removed. Because if you think about it, mildew comes from wetness that continues to experience water seeping into that wetness, and then it builds up and it becomes mildew. That is why when you have an issue with the problem energy, or a continuing issue with somebody, you have to cut it off. Because one thing about it is, no matter how much you're in somebody's face, people, this is the problem with people. They feel like they can gatekeep people's opinions about them. I cannot gatekeep your opinion about me. If you don't like me, it doesn't matter if I bake you fresh cookies every day and bring them to your house by horse and carriage every day. If you don't like me, you're not going to like me, because sometimes it's the things that you have accomplished in your life. Sometimes it is the place that God has you in at this moment that people don't like about you. It doesn't have to be something that you did. It could be the positivity of your energy. Nothing don't bother her. I'm jealous of that. People are not going to vocalize that. But some of the things that people don't like you for are not fixable, because it stems off of envy. So when you decide to remove yourself from people, understand that you don't owe them an explanation. And then on the other side of that, people who do attack, stalk, chase family and friends because they no longer are directly in their energy, y'all have to stop that. Y'all have to stop that. You cannot change someone's perspective of you. You cannot change the emotion that you evoke in a person. If you evoke a negative emotion in a person, a concerned emotion in a person, if you trigger a trauma in a person, you cannot change that. That is not someone being nasty to you. That is not someone being mean to you. You do not have permission. You do not have control over the traumas that you provoke in people. So when people are either distanced from you, when people are not when people are not initiating contact with you, when people are not being around you as much as you want, you have to leave those people alone. Period. I just don't understand the human concept of trying to force people to feel comfortable around you when it's an adult versus an adult. When it's a child and your child, that's something totally different. But when it's two adults, you cannot force another adult to feel comfortable in your energy. You cannot force another adult to reply with the same reply that you want them to when you're venting to that person. Because that person everybody has unique experiences. Everybody has unique genetics. Everybody has unique morals. Me personally, I believe every word in the Bible. I don't know every word in the Bible word for word, but if it says it in the Bible, I believe it. That's what I believe. You got these people out here that are saying that, they're not this type of Christian or, religion is for them. I believe every word up in the Bible. I'm religious. I believe in God. I want to go to heaven. All this new stuff, all that grand rising stuff. I believe everything that's in the Bible. God bless you. God is the leader, head ruler over my life. I don't have any ancestors watching over me. You want to know why I don't have ancestors watching over me? Because I don't know them. I don't know what they have going on. I don't know what my ancestors' past was. So I'm not going to sit up here and take on whatever generational curses. People love to scream about generational curses and then turn around and talk about their ancestors watching them. I don't know what my ancestors had going on. Just like people don't know what their family members have going on right now in the flesh. I don't know what my ancestors had going on. So I'm not going to sit up here and talk about some ancestors watching over me. All I can tell you is that I went through a wilderness that everybody's going to have to go through. Some people are going through it now. Some people been through it, but they're not willing to embrace it. I went through a wilderness, and even though I always knew God, I always been a Christian, right? But when I went through my wilderness, God showed me some things. He showed me his presence so clearly that there was no black and white of whether or not he was real. So a lot of these people who are going around saying, I believe that there's a higher power, but I don't know. Those are people who have never checked into their wilderness. Because if you ever checked into a wilderness and made it out on the other side, it's no way that God didn't meet you somewhere up in there in that wilderness track. It's no way, if you done been through your wilderness, that you've never met with God's garment, ever. If you've been through your wilderness. You got people out here ain't never seen a doggone stone or a doggone sage do nothing for them. They're still on here trying to follow up social media and going to end up burning because they've never seen. Now, and I'm not discrediting that because I have people who that is their religious practice. I'm talking about these people who do not want to follow any authority. When people don't want to follow authority, they pull out a sage stick. Right? And they don't know nothing about what sage can do for them. Nobody that I know has been able to tell me that I know personally. Now, I know people who that's their religion. That's their spirituality. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about people that I've known for a long time that can tell me why they referred back to sage. They can't tell me why. They've seen it on Instagram. They've seen it on TikTok. They've seen it on Facebook. Okay, but when you was up in that wilderness and you was going through something, did that sage pay your bills? Did it pay your bills? Huh? That's all I want to know. Because when I was in the wilderness, God paid my bills the whole time. God pays my bills right now. Okay? But I see people waving sages around and still crying about their baby daddy not helping them out. I don't have to worry about that because God gonna take care of my baby. Right? Because I believe every word that's in the Bible. And I have to clear this up because I have some soul sisters, as I said, whose spirituality involves something alternatively, something different than what I believe in. But it's disrespectful to even mock someone else's spirituality. And I 100% understand the spirituality of hoodoo, voodoo, witchcraft, and all of that. But I also know mockery. I also know mimicking. I also know appropriation. You don't, the bottom line is not that you don't believe in God. Okay? The bottom line is you guys do not want to follow any type of authority. Okay? And until you get comfortable, until you get humble enough to embrace authority, your life will not be good. Whether you want to be a witch or you want to be a saint, your life will not be good until you wish to follow some type of authority. Because even in the sage waving realm, you have to spruce yourself up on the archangel. My name is Blue Omi, and those are my thoughts.